Kundalini, balancing our Kundalini energy, balancing our solar, lunar, and fire energy inside of us, balancing the upward and downward triangle. How do we balance Kundalini? Welcome to the second part of the How to Balance Kundalini series. Please, it is my prayer to you, if you've not already watched the intro and the first part, please do, because both of them, to recap, contain the circumstances under which a Kundalini can arise, what it is historically, what its significance is, and what it means when we are experiencing a genuine Kundalini awakening that is imbalance. It won't matter whether you have received initiation, whether you have received what we call diksha, whether you have received Shaktipat, which is to transfer certain powers, to ignite that inside of you. So if you like, if some of you have become healers and may have attended courses, not even a healer, let's just say a professional doctor, okay, or any course that you go to. So what do? You attend the course, you take notes, and as you're going through the course, you sit exams, right? Now, similarly, now at the end of the course, what will happen? You're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you have acquired this, and so there you become that, and you become that through the skills that you acquire. Now, for that amount of time, your teacher will be initiating you into that realm, will be initiating you into law, into being a doctor, into becoming a teacher, maybe becoming a hairdresser, beautician, anything, right? So you're attuning yourself. Now, what brings about your willingness to participate in that attunement? What? Your receptivity, right? Your receptivity comes there because you're willing and you have a desire to be attuned to this, and therefore you become attuned and you receive this. Now, similarly, some of you, if you have are experiencing an out of balance Kundalini but experienced a Kundalini awakening through practice, perhaps you were initiated by somebody, a master, it could have been a spiritual teacher, it could have been up where you were prepared, right? Now, during the course of that, you may have had to have gone through certain meditations. You would have had a course that you're attending. Maybe there were certain sadhanas, daily practices that you were asked to do, and you may have received this initiation either before or after, as much as that you can handle. But when it was imparted or you became attuned to this, so you were initiated into this, if you've gone through the route of being prepared, then your body would have received certain training. Your nervous system would have received certain training, because without such training, our brain literally fries. Our nervous system starts to fire. It starts to fire and wire and shut down. So all signals, all systems start to fail because of these three things, which I'm going to explain to you in a minute. On the other hand, your Kundalini might be out of balance. One, you may not be aware, and then you become aware that it is something that is called Kundalini or whatever else you would like to call it, but there is something that has awoken inside of you that is somehow giving you a more expanded version of reality. Yet you are really struggling. So some of these struggles happen for various reasons, and I'm going to try to categorize these as simply, without using any technical terms, without making it very complicated, and let's just, on a very practical level, day-to-day jargon, try to figure out what actually is happening. So when the Kundalini comes out of balance, right? So we know that it could be spontaneous and it could be prepared for, but nevertheless, you are a little ungrounded. It is a bit out of balance. Now, what do we mean by out of balance? When it is out of balance, there will be parts of us that are more pronounced than others, right? We will either be very lethargic, right? As opposed to feeling a little bit tired after you've had a long day and then sleeping a few hours. So your entire daily life will be interrupted. Now, set aside the kind of interruptions that we have, which are the changes in relationships and all the stress and all of that and the fatigue. Put that aside, because we're literally just going to discuss the out of balance and give you a little bit about the biology of this Kundalini. Now, when it is out of balance and we're either very tired or you want to sleep all the time, right? It mimics when our system, so our organism, is under stress, it's under attack, right? So we either shut down because we cannot handle it. Our adrenal glands literally get exhausted, and our brains are like they're fried, right? When I say brains are fried, because our cognitive function starts to feel a little bit impaired, okay? Now, depending on where your imbalance is, it's going to come out as you may not want to talk. You may be making sense of things, so you're aware. So imagine somebody who's comatized, right? Just because they are comatized, it doesn't mean that they are not aware of what's happening, which is why you'll find that the advice is always keep talking to the patient, even when they're not here, right? Also, like if you have children, you might automatically, once they've gone to sleep, as a parent or a caregiver, want to take a peep into the room while they're sleeping. And the more you do that, the more secure your children grow up to be, because even when they are sleeping, they are aware of this and they will receive the vibration that you're passing of love. During this imbalance, we have three very main vital energies that are in a triangle, which is your solar, which is your lunar, right? And which is the fire. Some of you will experience extreme bouts of cold. Some of you will experience heat, like a hot flush, but not really, right? Because the kind of heat that one feels is under the skin. So your skin may not feel hot to touch, but it's an extreme heat, right? And you'll want to keep drinking water. You will be off food by this time, because it might even now make you feel so nauseous because of that extreme heat, right? And these are the times when a lot of you will suddenly lose a lot of weight as well, right? You'll be off food, lose a lot of weight, and you look like something really significant has happened to you. On the other hand, apart from the extremities of cold and heat, right? Some of us may literally feel nothing. You may feel so numb that there is no zeal. You don't want to participate in life. To lift a finger is an effort. To open your mouth and say something is an effort. You go to a mall, you go to a public place, you come back absolutely drained. Stay tuned, and while we are on this, I will be back. I'm trying to keep the segments as short as possible in these short videos. I'll be back with part 3 in a minute. Meanwhile, drop me a quick comment and I'll try to incorporate it. Lots of love.